690. That is the magical number in Rise of Kingdoms, because that is exactly the number of sculptures that you need to expertise a legendary commander in Rise of Kingdoms after you summon it. And today we're going to discuss how long it took me to have 690 sculptures, what were the best free-to-play ways and pay-to-win ways, of course, that got me those sculptures, and we'll see ultimately if our current speed of acquiring sculptures is enough to keep up with Rise of Kingdoms commander release cycle, because Lilith just keep releasing commander non-stop. So without further ado, let's go. Right, first of all, let's start with the best free-to-play ways that got me the most amount of sculptures. Number one is the Karuak event. By the way, the order doesn't matter. This event, in my opinion, is amazing. Pretty much anyone can complete it. If you cannot complete it at the hardest difficulty, just go down. Yes, number of sculptures are going to be less, but still you will get a lot of sculptures for completely free. So Karuak is amazing. The other one is going to be Ark of Osiris. For newer accounts, especially free-to-play or low spender, getting to 10,000 points in every single Ark of Osiris might be quite challenging, because that is what you're going to give you the most amount of sculptures. But still, when you participate in Ark of Osiris, especially when you win, you're going to get a good number of sculptures. So Ark of Osiris is number 2. Number 3, and it is right here. I know it's boring, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Look, I haven't played it. It is Champions of Olympia. Every single week you're gonna get 2 universal sculptures from it. Yes, unfortunately, I will play it because I have to. This is a restart account. I need to squeeze everything, like every single value that we can get is going to be super important for our account later down on the road. The next one, of course, is MGE. This gives probably the most amount of sculptures, but in early days, the options are really bad, like El Cid, Jules Caesar, whatever. And also, until you can prove your worth, and if your kingdom does allow fixed MGEs, for example, you did really well in KVK and you also need that MGE commander very badly, and if your kingdom thinks that you acquiring that commander sculptures is going to help the kingdom, then yes, you can reserve yourself a place in the MGE, but until then, it is pretty much, I mean, it is technically free to play, but it's for pay to wins, because those guys, they spend money. That's why they do the rallies, they do the garrisons, so they will always have the priority. Another one would be Wheel of Fortune. You can get, if you are lucky, you can get a lot of sculptures for the commander of your choice, but I pretty much haven't spent any wheel so far because we are in KVK1 and I'm definitely not interested on any wheel commander. We will do that once all SOC commanders are available. Another major thing, and I think it's the best one, the special/seasonal events, especially that 7k gem event. It's an incredible value. You spend 7k gems, not only you get all the gems back, but I think you also get 35 legendary commander sculptures. That is insane. And then we have more than gems. There are, I think, 3 different ways to play more than gems. If you are very low on budget, you go 7k each day for in total extra 10 sculptures. If you have a little bit more budget, instead of 7k each day, you can go 7k one day and 25k another day. So in total this time you're going to spend 32,000 gems, but in return you will get 18 sculptures. But if you have the gems, of course, go for 25 each day, which will give you 26 sculptures, and it's great value. And of course, the most important one is your VIP. Right now we are VIP 13, we are not even VIP 14, because once we get VIP 14, until that point, you only get maximum 2 legendary commander sculptures every day. But once you reach VIP 14, it's going to be 3, and it will greatly increase the number of sculptures that you can collect over the course of time. For example, if I was VIP 14 from the get-go, right now I would have 124 more sculptures, which is insane. So VIP 14 is going to be amazing, but 2 sculptures every day is also not the worst. Now let's talk about the pay-to-win ways as well. Number 1 is Lucerne Scrolls. It doesn't give you a lot of sculptures, but overall the value of this thing is amazing, and that's why it gives you what it gives over the course of time. It doesn't give you instantly, because the rewards are just incredible. That's probably the best $5 that you spend in the game. So I got some sculptures from there. The second one is, you guessed it right, of course, Writer of History bundle. This bundle triggers every single time you first summon a legendary commander. It's going to cost you $5, and in return you will get 10 sculptures, universal sculptures, of course, and extra goodies. That is, again, incredible value. And the last one is, of course, the recharge events. I think I did every single recharge event so far. I think we had 3, and those recharge events gives you a really good number of sculptures. So there's a clear cycle that you need to follow. If you're going to spend money, then you need to do it during the recharge events to get the maximum value. Then you can spend those gems during more than gems event for even more value. Now, you already saw it when we were talking about the VIP. My consecutive login days is 124. However, I have a few extra sculptures. I reached 690 exactly at day 121. So it was 3 days ago. Unfortunately, I wasn't available. I couldn't record a video, but we can say that it took us exactly 4 months to have enough sculptures to expertise a commander. Now, 4 months is a lot. It's a very long time because when you think about it, you can max 3 commanders within a year. So for you to reach 3 marches, so 6 commanders in total, because I think for most casual players, free-to-play, low spenders who doesn't have a lot of farm accounts, 3 marches is the sweet spot in my opinion. In that case, it's going to take you around 2 years to have all those commanders, and 2 years is a big commitment. However, I think my current speed of getting sculptures is pretty slow compared to someone who is already in Season of Conquest. Why? Number 1, once we get into Season of Conquest, we will of course be VIP 14 already. So this will single-handedly greatly increase our sculpture acquiring speed, and in Season of Conquest, all legendary commanders become available. So you are just going to constantly keep summoning commanders, and if you are spending money in the game, you will most likely purchase all those Writer of History bundles, which is going to give you a lot of extra sculptures. Also later in the game, there will be more events related to sculptures, such as Heart's Desire, Legendary Tavern. And last but not least, of course, this is again for people who are spending money, daily special offer. Right now, I pretty much don't buy it if I'm specifically trying to finish a day during the recharge event, because I'm not interested on any of those commanders. However, once we get into Season of Conquest, of course, there will be commanders that are going to be so good for our account. So I will be purchasing this daily bundle here and there, which will again increase the speed of acquiring sculptures greatly. And again, because of the same reason, for example, I'm not playing any Wheel of Fortune right now, because as I said, I'm not interested on the available commanders. But in Season of Conquest, yes, we will go for those 100 spin Wheel of Fortunes, which will give us a lot of sculptures, because to max a legendary commander, you don't need only universals. You can also use the sculptures of that specific commander, which is something that you can get a lot from a Wheel of Fortune, for example. So I think once this account is in Season of Conquest, so we are going to be VIP 14, we will be interested in Wheel of Fortunes, we will be interested in daily special offer, and also because of the reasons that I've already explained, such as summoning a lot of commanders to trigger Writer of History bundle over and over again, our speed of getting sculptures is going to increase around 30-something%. So instead of 120 days, so 4 months, I think it will only take around 90 days. However, even 90 days is slow to keep up with the Rise of Kingdoms commander release cycle, because usually new commanders are released every 70 days or so, and of course they don't release one commander every 70 days, they release 2 commanders. So technically, it is 35 days for each commander. This means it's almost 3 times faster than our speed of collecting sculptures. However, there is something that we should keep in mind. If you're not a massive whale or let's say a collector, you're not going to be interested on every single commander they release. Let's say you might be interested in Liu Che, but you won't be interested in Suleiman. Or you plan to max Ho Chu Bing, but you will probably skip, I don't know, let's say Justinian. So not every commander they release is something that we should invest our sculptures. So, in my opinion, based on my experience, I will be interested in 1 commander out of 3. So let's say when they do 3 cycles, 6 commanders in total, I will most likely be interested in 2. So this is 3 times less. And if you remember, we were 3 times slower. So I think if we can actually shorten the number of days from 120 to 90, we have a really good chance of keeping up with the commander release cycle, as long as we select the correct commanders and we don't do bad investments. Remember, if you're a free-to-play low spender or even a mid spender, you cannot invest on niche commanders. You cannot spend your sculptures on commanders that are very good at, let's say, one specific thing, but not that good on other things. You need to invest on good and versatile commanders. And there are a lot of tier lists, commander review videos, pretty much from every single Rise of Kingdoms creator. So watch those videos and be mindful about your investment. And if you do that, especially if you're a low spender, you can get very close to keeping up with the commander release cycle. Hope you guys liked it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you on the next video. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't yet. Goodbye.